Gonna be live right now. Hey guys, welcome to this lovely Friday afternoon. It's the last Friday of the month. Sure is.
Yes.
May is already over.
We all know what that means.
I know. Do we?
Yeah, Kevin ducked out on us.
I know. Kevin is headed to California tomorrow. He's flying out there for his granddaughter's graduation. So.
From high school?
From high school.
I can't believe it.
I know. Remember little Aubrey?
Yes.
Molly's daughter? Yeah, she's graduating from high school, so he's gonna go spend, I think, a week or so out there in California, with that side of the family. And so I asked him, I was like, Kevin, can you do today? And he was like, Liz, I don't think that I can. He needs to go make sure all the leather is rolled correctly. He's just not going to watch this, so he doesn't know that I'm picking on him. But, so I hollered at Spencer yesterday. I was like, Spencer, you're a pretty darn good tooler these days. He's coming right along. So, yeah, just like his mustache is coming right along. It'll get to Denny's.
That dude's about to overtake you.
Yeah. You need to trim it back a little bit.
Not ready to start getting in your food there.
Make me want to do something with mine.
Alrighty, guys, well, if we're done giving the baby enough hard time about his mustache, we're going to get to some trading cards. There was a couple awesome people in Sheridan that brought me trading cards while I was out there, and I had taken a stack of yours at Kevin's, so I was able to divvy out while we were there, which was awesome. But we're going to make some new ones. And now we're going to have a Spencer one to trade.
Yep.
So if anybody wants to trade with Spencer, you can send us a letter, send us a card.
I'm going to start.
All right, what are you doing today?
Are
Are you doing a flower?
I call this a iris. That's what it looks like.
It does.
Iris.
You need a couple stringies coming out of it. Yeah. That's the real iris. You need some stamen. Are they stamen? I feel like.
Could be.
A pistol and a stamen?
Yeah.
Flower parts.
Look, he's got a herbology shirt.
I do have a
He wore some flowers for you.
so you can copy out these things.
So you and Kevin are both, what do I call them? Agronomists. Are you an agronomist?
I don't know, what does that mean?
I don't know. I made that word up.
Maybe it's because I'm far away, Crystal. Maybe I sound a little staticky. Does anybody else have any sound issues today?
Try that.
How's this? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Am I less staticky?
Probably.
That's better.
Was there any snow in Sheridan when you were there?
Oh no! I mean, there was some snow on the mountains once we got to see them, but it was real smoky because I guess Canada is on fire right now, and so the smoke was coming down into where we were, and we couldn't see the mountains until pretty much the last day, and the mountains are right there, so it was that smoky.
Orange, yep.
Yeah. Spencer, what are you drawing today?
I don't know.
Oh, you're just winging it?
I'm just winging it.
All right.
We'll see what
Spencer's
happens.
winging it.
He's really taking Kevin's place.
Yeah, Kevin always leaves it. Tony, I was hoping also that Denny would use the yokeless swivel knife, but we'll use it at another point.
Yeah.
He tested it out a little bit yesterday, and since he's very, very, very accustomed to using a swivel knife with a yoke, he didn't. It was a struggle.
Yeah,
I'm going to say it the best way that I can.
Me and the knife weren't in complete agreement all the time. But it did work, and I did carve a set of oak leaves and acorns.
Denny enunciated that for me. Ooh. Yeah, Kristen, I've been seeing you posted the pictures of your yokes that you've been working on. She's been working on your tooling pattern.
Oh, yeah?
With your yoke handles. She wants to make the owl bag.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah,
Cool.
they looked good. They looked good.
That pattern is not really complicated, but it's pretty a lot of pretty small figures in it.
Then he did all the swirls he could get in the yoke. You know what? All you can do is try and practice, and that's all you can do.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
That's how you learn how to carve leather, is to carve some.
So Crystal really enjoys using the yokeless for lettering, and I did. So when I sat down at his table, I did just like a couple little things with the knife, before we bought it, and I drew a heart, which I feel like it was probably a better heart than I could draw with a regular swivel knife, and then I wrote my name, and I thought that actually looks really good.
Did you spell it right?
I mean, it's only 3 letters, so it's hard to get wrong. I didn't write my full name.
L-U-Z.
Spencer, do you draw?
Occasionally. Whenever I have to. So.
I didn't know if that was one of your many talents, was drawing.
I mean, I did it growing up, so I guess.
That's something I've never done very much of.
Denny, you draw all the time.
I do. I consider what I do different than just drawing, though. I don't know.
Denny's like, I trace lines and then I tool them.
Well, I do draw my own patterns.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That's different than. I guess when I think about drawing, I think about portraiture. Trying to make it look like someone or something,
Oh, Crystal, I didn't bring it with me. I left it at the show. But you know what? Guys, I'll go get that swivel knife. I assume it's at your bench.
Yes,
Okay.
I think it's hanging there.
And I can tootle around with that knife while they actually do real tootling. We got a fake tootle.
Yeah, she left us here all alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Now, if Kevin was here, he'd be educating everybody on something.
Oh, yeah.
I need an education, so I try not to try and educate everybody else. Yeah, that yokeless swivel knife, I used it, and I'm so used to using this kind of a knife. It's really deeply knurled, and the edges seem sharp to me because I had a hold of them wrong probably. And boy, it made my hand sore in a big hurry. And I'm not used to an angled blade, and the blade that comes on those are angled. Have you ever used an angled blade, Spencer?
No. Well, I've fiddled around with Ryan's. I don't think very much. I always use the straight blade.
It's like, I know this little black bag has to be right in front of my face.
Did you find
I
it?
did. I found it.
Sorry to hide it so well.
No, you're good.
Right where you could see.
Yeah, it was hanging right in front of me.
There's a hole in the bottom of that bag too, isn't it?
Yeah, the stitch line is really wide, so the little guy likes to try to fall out.
Yeah, it did several times. I mean, I hope no one takes what I say wrong about that, because it's a very nice knife. And I know there's loads of people that just love those things.
I don't think we've ever had so many comments about the
Yeah.
Dwayne Watt swivel knife than we
Yeah.
did last week before I left.
I was talking to Kevin about it, and Kevin tried it too, and he had the same kind of problems I do. I think if a person started out with a knife like that, they would get along good.
Mm-hmm.
But if they start out with a knife like this and try to revert to that one, they're going to have problems. But if they start with that knife and try to go to this knife, then they'll probably have problems too.
Problems any way you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, look. All right, guys, so here it is. Got glue on my nail. So, just this. He had a couple different styles, but I didn't really want a pink or a blue one, so went with brass. He had them powder coated. And so
That's what he did to color them?
Yeah. He said he did some John Deere green, and apparently he just doesn't live in the right side of the country for that because
right.
those didn't sell, and he had to send them back and have them stripped and then re-powder coated. So I was sitting there and I was like, I don't understand what to do. And Dwayne was like, Liz, just move your hand. He's like, just put it down and move your hand. So that's what you do.
I think the point of it is, since that's an angled blade, you can work that just like a pencil or a pen.
Yeah. Yeah. So my Z is a little bit funky, but I didn't try that hard. And then it does, you know, like, I'm just moving my hand.
Yeah, because the blade swivels.
But yeah, the blade swivels just however you want to go. And it's pretty kind of angled cuts, but you know.
You even spelled that one right.
I tried. So yeah, there's the yokeless swivel knife. So, and it's pretty heavy, and it just kind of just sits in your hand. I don't, with like a regular swivel knife, you're holding it pretty vertical, but this just sits like a nice heavy
a regular swivel knife you tip forward. And that one you got tipped back, and maybe that's the advantage of the angled blade.
Maybe.
Do a circle with it. See if you can do a circle.
Yeah.
Now that's pretty cool right there. You didn't even move your hand. You went all the way around.
I sure did. And with this, like, it's hard to do that with a swivel knife.
Yeah.
I have to turn it like 4 times. I have to turn the leather. So that was actually pretty nice.
Well, with a regular swivel knife, you can go halfway around pulling the knife, and the other half, if you go all the way around without moving the leather, you're pushing the knife.
I mean, I'm not over here carving, guys. I'm just doodling. I feel like I'm literally just doodling like I would with a pen, like a new pen. Like you get a nice new ballpoint, and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna write some silly little things. So I drew a 4-leaf clover yesterday.
Yes, you did.
And that came out pretty good. Let's see if I can try to do, this is all pretty big stuff. I'm gonna keep just doodling. These clover leaves are not going to be symmetrical. But Denny is also
They aren't in real life.
hammering away over there.
Yes, I'm trying my best to disrupt your action.
It's a little fat leaf clover.
Fat leaf
And
clover.
he kind of looks like a funky little dude with like really fat arms
Yeah,
dancing.
came from Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, Tessa, you know how long it's been since I've written in cursive? I don't even know if I'll try to write Liz in cursive.
How do you sign your name?
Some squiggles.
Oh, so no one can read it.
Exactly.
Then you say, prove that was me.
Exactly. Hey, I did it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I think if I didn't have another swivel knife, and that was the one I had to use, I would probably get used to it and be able to use it.
And when I brought it back, I was trying to do a couple things, and then he was like, he grabbed it from me and stropped it all up, and then it was quite a bit better after he did that.
I'm sorry.
He's actually got you pretty well over here, like if you wanted to work in that. But I don't know if you can.
Can
because
I
I'm
scoot over a
here.
bit?
Yes. Good morning, Jim. Oh, or I guess still you can. Good morning, Jim. Yeah, and it's really, I mean, it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $115. So, really, it's not bad. I feel like most tools are around $100. So, that's just what the tool is.
Yeah, that's right. Most swivel knives are in that area.
Yeah, if you're getting one of the more custom style. I haven't looked at leather wranglers recently, but I feel like it's probably going to be either in that range and up.
Maybe.
Yeah, especially their fancy ones. They've got the ones that are like the wrapped handles. I was telling Spencer when we got back, there's so much rawhide braiding on it. I think he's got to try out his hand at some rawhide braiding. But next year, I was like, there wasn't a single whip in that selection of braided goods. And I was like, you should submit a whip.
Yeah, I probably will next year. What was the price? Do you know?
For the braided?
Yeah.
I wonder if the leather crafters will have it in their next journal. They did a whole slideshow.
Leather Crafters Journal used to, over a period of several months, they would show the winners of different categories.
It was mostly horse tack. So like those braided horse tack thingies with the little leather.
Yeah, quirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, what are those things?
Quirt.
Like it looks like a little paddle. Like a long, slender, like a paddle on the end of a rawhide thing.
Yeah,
like
it's a quart. It's just a little whip.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Quart?
Quirt. Q-U-I-R-T. Quirt.
Q-U-I-R-T.
Quirt.
Not the rock.
No.
Not a quart.
Not a quart. It's a quirt.
Yes, quart.
Quart. I don't know horse stuff, guys.
That's apparently.
Yeah, just Google Leather Crafters Journal. They have a website. You can sign up to everybody should really get the magazines. If you don't, it's just a bi-weekly, or sorry, not bi-weekly, bi-monthly magazine. Guys, if you are in the leather world, like we have them here on retail, we get them, every 2 months they come here. It's just like you'll get to know the crafters throughout the whole world. They do really neat articles. They always have some free patterns. They always have a bunch of different like ideas, like, you know, making ideas. It's just a really awesome, if you are into leathercraft at all, it's worth it.
It's a leather crafter's trade magazine.
Yeah. Was it like $6 an issue or something? Like, it's not expensive. Sign up for it. Get yours. You get yours.
Yeah. It comes out every 2 months.
Thanks, Crystal. Cork, hand whip, and a crop. I've heard of a crop.
Yeah.
That word I've heard.
Crop is a British piece of equipment.
Oh, okay.
Riding crop. But you have to be British to use a crop. Ask her.
Crystal, do you have to be British to use a crop?
I'm probably going to be in trouble for saying that.
No. Yeah, the Leather Crafter Journal has a really nice website. And then you can sign up for their magazine there. You can see all the shows. They host 3 of the leather shows in the U.S. They host the Prescott show, the Rocky Mountain show that I just went to, and then the Waco Heart of Texas show. And then they do one in the Netherlands. And the lady that actually helps them run the Netherlands show was at the Rocky Mountain Trade Show. So I didn't really get to speak with her, but I did get to see her. $33 a year for a subscription of the Leather Crafters Journal. Everyone should do that. Should all do that. It's 100% worth it.
It's one of those things that I look forward to every month.
Yeah.
It's the one magazine that I like to look at.
And if you do live in the Springfield area, you can come in and get yours here. You can just buy them bi-monthly whenever they come in, or you could sign up, you know, for your own edition. But we always have them out front. We have past editions out front. You know, if we didn't sell out the whatever, how many ever we get, you know, we'll have some of the past editions. Has anyone used his yoked version? I did see that one, Larry. I didn't pick it up and use it.
The ones that I've seen people use were the yoked version. I've never seen anyone actually use that to yokeless.
Gotcha. So they bought the one that had the yoke on it.
Yeah.
So that, I think, because I feel like he said that you can make it either the blade stationary or you can put the set screw in so that it stays in spot, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yes.
Okay. So like the blade still swivels in his yoked version, but you can adjust it to where it does not. Oh. I don't know if Dwayne Watts has a website that's just Dwayne Watts, but I think I have a card over here. DW Leatherworks, like on Arthur.
Oh, DW.
So he has a Hotmail email address, like every leather crafter probably does.
What's wrong with the Hotmail email address?
So Pitcherman61, pitcherman61@hotmail.com. And if anybody was wondering, this is his card. And Dwayne, if you're watching this, that's just funny that it says my card on the back. It's just funny.
That's just funny.
Just in case you didn't know that it was his card. Or maybe he sometimes forgets that it's his card. Okay. Pitcherman.
He's probably starting a new trend with my card on the back. I was just thinking that's what I had to do with mine.
Denny, you want to like toodle over here a little bit? Thanks, man.
Okay.
Anybody on Twitch use his yoke version? We had somebody over on YouTube asking about it, but I'm not sure what you guys got going on. Oh no! He probably sold them all this weekend and needs to make some more. Probably the weekend after a trade show is not the best to see if makers still have product, because I bet they hope that they sell out of their product.
Was Clay Miller there?
I believe so. Yes, he was. He was, I think he was on the bottom level up in a corner.
What other tool makers were there? I know Hackbarth was there.
Oh, there was a bunch. Bob Beard was there selling his black crack. Somebody posted a picture of a lot of black crack that they bought. I was like, that was probably $1,000. Let's see here. There were some names that I didn't know, but Barry King obviously was there. Dwayne was there. Clay Miller. Osborne was there.
How about Chuck Smith? Was he there? He's a knife maker.
I'm gonna have to get my list of vendors because the names are not coming to me. Is it here? I don't think that this had. These were all the classes. Let's see if I have the list of vendors. There we go. Oh, Leather Wranglers was there. Let's see here. Yeah, Barry King. At this.
Chuck Smith was there.
Okay, Chuck Smith.
He makes swivel knives too.
Brett Bronson. It was a knife maker. Bruce Johnson Leather Tools. Osborne was there. I said Chuck Smith. Whatever that is. Tools.
I'm not familiar with him. Joded Knife and Tool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeremiah Watt's wife was there.
Well, he wasn't there.
He wasn't. He was teaching classes. He was somewhere else teaching classes. So his wife was there, and I think maybe his brother or his brother's wife. There was some family helping her run it. This Joda Knife and Tool. I'm not sure who that is. So this was. I think Cheryl with Leather Crafters Journal said that there was 75 vendors. Steel stamps. So they make custom stamps. They were there. We were there. Look at that.
Son of a gun. Wow.
Yeah. So pretty good list of vendors. There was a ton. Yeah, I found the vendor list. It's right here. It's good.
Jim Linnell was there, was he not?
Jim Linnell was there. He was teaching classes, if I'm not mistaken. I got to say hi to him. He said he's ready to come back whenever we want him to. So that was awesome. I'm gonna grab another one of these and just toodle some more. Oh, Denny, you did the thing.
Sorry. I did the thing.
You did the thing.
I do that thing.
At least you know. All I have to do is say, oh, Denny.
When I think about it, or when I'm made to think about it.
Spencer's doing great staying in his little box.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that little flower. Now, Spencer, don't forget to sign it. You have to sign it.
Yes.
Okay.
Somewhere. Where, I don't know.
Ever since Ed Lamar was here,
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing things a little different.
Did you learn some new tricks?
I learned some new tricks. I've been trying some new things with what I do. Some of the stuff that he does, I've been trying to integrate in what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it works out well. Some of it.
You know what I would like to see us do is some inverted carving. So like Kevin did that one day with the rose.
Mm-hmm.
But Don Gonzalez, the saddle that he entered into the competition, he was, all floral carved, and then he had animals on there, and all of the critters were inverted carved.
Were they like silhouettes looking?
No, I mean, they were completely tooled. Let's see here. I think Chris sent me the album. I didn't download it, but but they were just really neat. He said he had a ton. So he's in Texas, and he had, I forget how many. I feel like it was like upwards of 20 different like Texas native critters on his saddle.
Oh, that was the theme of it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Texas critters.
He took second, but
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So,
bobcat and
a rattlesnake.
rattlesnake.
He had an armadillo. And is that a woodpecker?
Probably a roadrunner.
Oh, roadrunner. Maybe a turkey back there. Hopefully we don't say anything silly. Oh. Well, in any case. Oh, that was it. But it was just gorgeous. But I got to looking at them, and they were all inverted carved. Everything was tooled inside the lines.
Hmm.
And I was like, maybe I could convince you and Kevin to try some
Yeah.
critter cards.
Because I've done a very, very minute amount of that, but I need to try some more.
I really like the inverted carving. That rose that Kevin did was just awesome. Guys, I'm still, one of these days, I am going to make him color it. We still have it. So, it's rose.
I've got his trees that he did last month that he needs to color too.
Mm-hmm.
I told him about it a while back, and he goes, "Oh gosh, that's a Kevin deal." Okay, here we go. This is the part that I've been enjoying with these little pedal lifters that I got from him.
One thing that I thought was really cool, we were looking at Bob Parks' booth as he was tearing down on Sunday. And I really loved his borders that he does. He doesn't just do a straight border. He does almost like a ribbon that's been wrapped around a pole on a border.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just real pretty. And he would flow some of his carving into it, but he would just have these lovely, just ribbon. That's kind of the best way I feel like I can describe it, is like this ribbon that's wrapped around the border. That made it just look really pretty.
I've seen some pictures of some of his stuff. In fact, that rope bag that I've got out there,
Mm-hmm.
that was an inspiration from him.
Yeah, he had one of those big rope bags. Hello, Omar.
I think Omar was asking about online classes.
On Wednesday.
No, just what? He commented on a video or something like that. I can't remember. It was somewhere. It's somewhere on social.
Tony, you got allergies?
Yep. Seems like it.
Sounded like it.
Let's go with that.
What's the tool you use, Denny? Denny was using a pedal lifter from Ed LeBar. So he bought a set of these pedal lifters from Ed while he was here.
Really neat.
They're real pretty.
Sharp,
Got a nice burl.
sharp as a little. Well, you probably never used a razor as sharp as those things are.
What is that, Denny?
It's a pedal lifter.
No,
The wood.
wood. Not wood. Some type of.
I don't remember.
It's some sort of a burl. Some sort of cancerous growth on a tree.
This wood is Paduke. I remember him telling me this is Paduke, but I don't remember what the.
Because it's like the city in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Well, Paducah.
No, that's Paducah.
I know, but it's close enough.
Close enough. Yeah.
I thought only close enough only counted if horseshoes and hand grenades.
No,
And in-
leather tools also.
And simulations of names so you can remember them.
Simulations of names. I appreciate that knowledge, Liz. I have to change the saying. Close enough only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and assimilation of names.
Thanks, Tony.
No problem.
Call Webster's.
How about Oxford?
Okay, that'll work too. You need it for both.
For our British friends.
You guys are like compete tapping. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Spencer, can't see anything.
Sorry, my hand's in the way.
It's okay.
What are you making, by the way? Nice.
This
Very
is a Denny
nice.
card.
Hmm?
I said a Denny card.
Neat little flower. You keep laughing.
I can't kill you too. Boop, boop, boop. Guys, I'm over here trying to play with this swivel knife.
Liz, I have to tell you, you need to start tooling. You can tool. I can see that.
I can trace.
You could become consumed.
I don't have time to become. That's probably why I haven't done it, Denny.
Probably.
Is then my house would never be clean, and I don't know if I could handle that on a mental level. I have a hard enough time attempting to make knife sheaths when I'm supposed to do that.
Okay, then. Never mind.
No, I know. I want to. I do want to. But just like it's practice and it's time.
Yeah.
You just have to have the time.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you got to pick the things you want to spend your time on.
Speaking of spending time on things, I know, Crystal, I really should be doing something tappy. I tried to draw a lizard, but then his foot got really fat, so we're just gonna call that a day. Bye, Anne. For the background, what were you using? A101?
No, this is a bar grounder, Barry King
Oh.
bar grounder. Size 35, if you're all interested.
Size 35, Barry King. That flower's turning out pretty nice.
Oh, I forgot one little cut that I didn't have on my pattern. Because I'm going to use one of my new seed tools.
Have you guys gone fishing recently?
No, I haven't.
No.
Spence?
Not this year.
How's your lawnmower coming?
It's coming. I rode it.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It's fast.
Did you wear a helmet?
It's fast.
I did.
Good. Did you wear some knee pads and elbow pads?
No.
Spencer has been making a 4-wheeler out of a lawnmower.
No, a lawnmower out of a 4-wheeler and a dirt bike.
A lawnmower out of a 4-wheeler and a dirt bike.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can imagine that, that's what Spencer's. What do you said you're gonna race it? Do people race these?
Yeah, they race them. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just want to make one.
Do they race them around here?
Yeah.
Of course they do. What is that called?
Lawnmower racing.
Lawnmower racing.
They have it at the fairgrounds.
Yeah. They do.
What?
Is it the same as the King of the Hill thing?
Yep.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
that's really, that episode of King of the Hill is like emblazoned into my head for some reason. And I think it's because his butt cheek pads. Because he can't ride the lawnmower because he doesn't have a butt and it hurts him too much. Like he's got like.
Yeah, they don't have any suspension.
Yeah. And so he goes to the doctor after a while because his wife, I don't know, I feel like I'm making half of this up, but his wife is like, can't do this if you don't fix it. So he goes to the doctor and he gets like inserts to sit on. And then he's racing the lawnmower, right? And one of the inserts explodes. And then he doesn't have like a left cheek or something. And he just can't make it because it hurts too much. And he can't go on because he's missing a cheek. And so his buddy from the crowd pulls out his butt cheek and throws it to Hank. And Hank puts it in so he can finish the race. It's scarred. It scarred me, guys. It scarred me for my whole
I'm
life.
scarred to thinking about it. Yeah, that left an impression. Now, where am I?
Here in Springfield, Missouri.
Yes, I am. There's these tools.
You know what you should have done is you should have left yourself a fat border so you could use your new border tools that you got.
Next month.
Next month, we'll do that.
I did practice with that a little bit this morning. It's very neat. But I am going to use one of my brand new seed tools right now.
Ooh.
Right now. This this one right here.
Just that one.
Well, that's all that if I would have thought about it, I could have seeded all the background. But I
Oh,
didn't.
yeah.
But did I think about it?
No.
Nope.
Denny's a creature of habit. One of these days, I'm gonna draw you, or I'm gonna have Chris generate some images of those mirrored feathers, or like some of those mirrored things this small. So I'm gonna force you, because we have so many flowers, Denny. In fact, we should take a picture one of these days of all of these flowers. I gave away a lot of them this weekend, but
On my trading card.
yeah, I'm gonna force you to branch out.
Well, okay. I'll resist. I do branch out on occasion.
I mean, you did a whole new flower, didn't you?
Yeah. I've done this flower before, though.
So you didn't really.
Yeah, so don't think I'm getting wild here.
Look how good Spencer's doing, everybody. Spencer, when did you start tooling? Like a year ago?
I don't know, Denny, when did you show me how to do mine?
I don't know. It hasn't been very long. You just kind of
8 months.
took the bull by the horns and went for it.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about bullfighting, Spencer?
Bullfighting?
Yeah.
Speaking of taking the bull by the horn,
Yeah, I was just figuring since you took the bull by the horn, maybe
I've thought about it.
interested. No?
No, not really.
Okay.
Have you ever done any bull riding?
No.
did you ever want to?
He has to draw the line somewhere.
I haven't really wanted to know.
Good, because I wouldn't have considered you very intelligent if you wanted.
Yeah.
So,
No offense to all you bull riders out there.
Bobby Park's wife, she has done a lot of rodeo in her day, and she's lived quite the life. And it was her and Pikes Peak Saddlery, and I cannot remember his name, but this little guy, they were just talking about their heyday of horse, all sorts of things. My goodness, those two could talk about horses till the cows came home.
Well, that's weird.
And I think they brought them home because I think part of they were both commiserating about their youth was they would take the herds up to somewhere remote, and then they would live up there with them for a couple months, and then they would come home. And so she and he were kind of exchanging stories, and she was talking about the bull riders and how the real heroes of the pens are the guys on the horses that are there to save the dude after he falls off the bull. And what was his name? They have a name.
Well, there's rodeo clowns, but
Pickup guy.
The pickup guys.
That's for like the other rough stuff, as far as like bareback and bronc riding.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the pickup guys. She says those are the true heroes of the escapade
Yeah,
that's
they're the ones
happening.
that save your life.
Yeah, and they have to have, so like their horses are very specifically trained to not be spooked. And it was very interesting. She was talking about how they're trained and the type of horse. She knew also, she's raised a lot of horses, and she knew all sorts about the type of horses and what horses do what and what ones are good for this and that. And she talked about how John Wayne liked a small horse, so he looked like a big cowboy. But it was quite fascinating to hear her talk about her horse adventures and that kind of thing, and the rodeo pickup guys, and she was in awe. She had a lot of respect for those fellas that did the pickup stuff, and just how calm and in control of their horses they were, and all those things. It was Tom and I from Herman Oak. We were sitting there listening to them for probably about an hour Sunday afternoon as everybody was finishing getting the facility picked up. And it was just fascinating listening to them talk about their stories. Larry, that sounds like a great Friday afternoon. You do it.
What's Larry doing?
He says, is it too early for some hornitos? Looks like Crystal's also very familiar with the pickup men and the horse life. But she also knew all about what things are called, so. Crystal, do you live the horse life?
She obviously has.
Ooh. At the show I was seeing, they use those, all those circles. Instead of doing that, you can graduate your dots.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. She lives the horse life. We were talking to Tessa, and her husband he was there at the show with her, and apparently he had just gotten through healing a set of broken ribs. And Tessa, the sequence of events is eluding me, but then right before they left, he had another set of broken ribs happen, and so he was now healing from his second set of broken ribs just this year. And I was like, that's too many broken ribs. I did not hug him when they left. I said, I'm just going to pat you on the shoulder. Spence, let's see it. Why don't you stand it up so they can see your...
Very nice, Spencer.
There we go.
Very nice.
Not bad.
Maybe over a little bit.
There we go. That
There
way.
it is.
Not bad for not drawing a pattern.
Very lovely. He'll be fine. In Cody, Wyoming, there's a rodeo every night in the summer.
Yep.
That's a lot of rodeoing.
Every night.
They were branding on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's probably one of the few things that brings people to town. It was really funny. So we were sitting at our table when we were at the show, and a couple people walked by, and they were from the area. I asked where they were, and they were from the area. And she's like, "This is one of the only reasons we come to town." And I was like, "This is not coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a whole maybe 19,000 people in Sheridan, but it really, like, there's like 1 to 2 roads, but that was them coming to town,
Oh, wow.
headed in." She's like, "Otherwise, we just like to avoid it." It's like, well, you do a good job because you live in a state with like 500,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
so it's mostly no towns. Look at you getting detailed over there.
Well, I'm trying to finish up here. Sorry.
You're fine.
Okay, now let me go back and relift
Get our pedals up.
my little pedals.
I think the other way was better, Tony.
Well, Denny could get his fat hands on it.
That's better than you calling them old hands.
Fat old hands.
Okay. Now.
There it is.
One more little go. Just to kind of clean up my fingernail marks on the edge.
Cody has the east entrance to Yellowstone, and there are the other 50 people. Well, at least they found what brings people to town.
Well, I lived in Cody for some time, and there's one big bar. I forget the name of the bar. Whoever is talking about this probably knows that bar.
Bar
What's
Cody.
that bar?
Bar Cody.
CB Morency.
No, it's a big old dance hall bar.
Cody's Dance Hall and Bar.
No, that's not.
Crystal, give Ed LeBar a holler. He'll be happy to get you some pedal lifters.
Yeah, he makes wonderful ones.
Mhm.
But, there's that bar, and then there's several pretty good restaurants. But at night, after either go to the bar or go to the rodeo, and the rodeo always drew a pretty good crowd. That looks good, Spencer. Very good.
Thank you.
I like your little brand.
Yeah.
The Silver Dollar? Is that the bar?
Could be. Could be.
I thought it was Cody Dance Hall and Bar.
Seems like Edna's or something.
Edna's?
Not Edna's.
I feel like that would be the worst name for a bar. Edna's. She's going to kick you in the butt if you come into her bar.
Well, it was a neat bar.
So there's the Silver Dollar Bar, there's the Silver Saddle Saloon, and Brugard's Liquor and Lounge.
It's out on the west end of town going towards Yellowstone. It's on the highway going towards Yellowstone.
Well, the two of them are on that road, Silver Dollar Bar and Silver Saddle Saloon.
It's a lot of S's.
So it's one of them.
I don't remember.
You either got the Silver Dollar or the Silver Saddle.
It used to be when I was there, and this has been 20 years ago or more, it was really the only place in town. It was the place in town.
It was the one
If you were
place.
going to go somewhere, that's
There's a
where
place
you went.
called Terrace,
No,
or
that's
Casey's Steakhouse.
no.
There's an Irma bar.
Irma Bar, that's in the hotel. That was right across the street from Seidel's shop where I worked.
Ain't much to do in Gillette either. There's not a lot to do. And then
in the summer, Cody's a hopping little town. I mean, hopping.
those horses just hop down the road.
A lot of bunny rabbits.
Oh, the 4th of July parade?
Oh,
You
yeah.
have never seen so many horses in your life.
Probably
You
not.
know, here there's a parade, there might be a covered wagon or something, and maybe a sheriff's posse or something. But there were very few of the deals that went down the street in the parade that weren't horses.
Every horse in the country was
They
there.
had pack strings of miniature horses.
No.
It was neat. They had everything. The Budweiser team was there.
Really?
And our shop, Keith Seidel's shop was right on the corner, right across the street from the Irma Hotel. And the Budweiser horses and the wagon staged right below our shop. And we were on the second floor, and you could look down there and see them. And we went down there, and we were just talking to the guys. And you cannot believe. I mean, I've seen draft horses a lot, but these things were huge. The top of their back was up above my head.
Mm-hmm.
Their feet were this big around. Seriously, a big dinner plate. The wagon. There's two guys dressed to the hilt, and all
With their
harness, and all their harness and everything was black patent leather and polished chrome, and I mean there wasn't a fingerprint on anything. But I was standing on the ground, looking up at these guys on the wagon seat, looking at the bottom of their feet. That's how big this thing was.
It's impressive. I got to tour, one year we went up there and we got to tour the Budweiser farm.
It's in
What?
Bone, Missouri.
Yeah. And they took us through the stables that those horses get to live in. It's like a mansion. I'm like, they poop in here. But didn't matter. There was like chandeliers. There
I'm
was
surprised
paintings on
it
the
gets
walls.
to hit the ground.
Yeah, they're big horses.
Oh, they're huge. Everything about that whole deal was huge.
I think they said it took them 8 hours per horse to get them ready. Each horse took 8 hours.
2 semis hauled them in. One semi had the horses and the other semi had the wagon and all the
Yeah,
harness and everything that
it's
went
incredible.
Yeah, there you go.
That was when they were at the
there.
fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're so pretty.
Hey, Tony, will you hit camera 4? Tony, camera 4. Oh.
Tony.
Oh.
Are we doing anything else?
No, I think
we
that's
are
it, guys.
finished.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next week. So next Wednesday, I think I'm going to be doing some boot anklets. I'm pointing to them. I've got one over there. You want to grab that, Spence, and like put it in the table? There it is. So I've been making some of those. So we'll do a little video on jazzing up your boots, some different options that you have, just some fun things, using a bunch of hardware, doing stuff like that. And then on Friday, Denny, when I'm not here, you're going to be doing your head knife video.
Oh, okay.
So head knife
Head knife and
skiving. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to have some of his Japanese skivers. And then I think we have a couple Hicks knives that he sent in for us to test out that you can kind of mess with before we send them back. And so we'll be doing head knives and all of that. So if you have any questions about head knives, you can send them in and we'll try to get all that answered.
Or just skiving in general.
Yeah, just skiving in general. Get your questions ready so that we can get them here. But it's going to be pretty awesome. I won't be here because I will be in Atlanta for the knife show. So if anybody out there will be at the knife show, come say hi to me. I know Chris Andre with Slickball is going to be there. Jerry Van Amberg will probably be there with his skin. So
Carolyn out there?
I don't know. Is she?
I don't know.
Darylyn, or I don't know if you're here, but are you in the Atlanta area? Anyways, if anybody's in the Atlanta area and wants to come look at a bunch of knives, hopefully I won't have an eye infection this year because that was last year and it was terrible.
Cassie's Steakhouse.
Is that it?
It wasn't called a steakhouse though. It's Cassie's Bar when I was.
I named that. I said that.
Well,
Oh my God.
I looked at it there on the screen. Sorry,
That's all-
Tony.
your hands are old and fat.
Sorry, Tony.
So is your brain.
Wow. We got real
That
salty over there.
It just rang a bell. When you said steakhouse, that didn't jive.
That did-
Oh,
I didn't know it was a
how about
steakhouse.
Cassie's bar and dance hall?
Yeah,
There it is.
You just
We got it.
Cassie's, period.
Cassie's and Cody's.
Cassie's and Cody, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, I hope I won't have to drive with an eye infection either. Chris made me do that last year, too, because we had to get out of Atlanta. And then by the time we got out of Atlanta, then we had to get, like, out of Memphis, too, or wherever the next big city was. And he was like, oh, I still can't drive yet. And I was like, my eye is oozing. Anyways, whatever. Chris is going to come in here and punch me if he hears that I complained about him non-driving again. So, alrighty, guys. Well, we will see you next week. I hope everyone has a lovely, safe weekend. I think it's a long weekend for a lot of us, so have a safe, and if you get a long weekend, hope you enjoy it. So, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.